Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, sometimes no, I can't. Sometimes I don't care. But when I'm paying attention, a lot of times I'm not paying attention. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my performance and my day-to-day athleticism and training. But when I start to think about it and I start to get into it, that sort of thing, yeah, but I don't try to take a lot of time out of my day or my week to start to sound right or get right or explain to people. If I get a chance to try to say something for myself, like right now, then I'll do my best to try and straighten things out a little bit. But that's all I got.
Now,
One more question,
Nick,
please.
which part did you think was crazy? Just that, because George said that he wants you to win so he can't fight you. You thought the part about him saying that
People tell me I'm crazy or say I'm like I act like I'm crazy. I put on an act, right? I think that's what a lot of people are trying to say. I'm not trying to put on an act. I'm just going out there to fight my fight and try to win a fight. I'm not happy by the time I walk out to fight. What do you want from me?
Okay, one more question, guys.
Now, Nick, you for a lot of your career, you were saying that a lot of the media, the magazines, they didn't want to put you in them. They're putting people like Robbie Lawler, who you knocked out, in them instead. Due to your rise of popularity, have you seen more people interested in who you are as opposed to the character that they want you to portray?
I don't feel like the only time they're wanting me to portray a certain character a lot of times is when they show up weeks before fights and they start pointing cameras at me and saying, "Oh, here, can you do this for me?" And I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" So I got to deal with that sort of thing. And to me, that would be crazy to follow through with a lot of that stuff and then go out to fight some guy after he's been watching you act like an asshole for a few weeks now. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be that guy. So. What was your question again?
No, but have you seen it like magazines and
yeah, I
and
have,
people taking
like
interest in you?
I like Robbie Lawler. I'm glad they put him in magazines and people. I'm not. I think everybody should get credit when credit's due. There's not a lot of magazines trying to shoot me and my school, my training, and my team and my and what's going on. You'd have to coordinate a training time with most fighters. Me, you can just come all week. Any day of the week would be a good day. You come and you can shoot and do and have interview or whatever you need to do for your story.
When's your next triathlon?
Season starts back up March, April. Sometime in there, I'll probably start out with some duathlon, off-road mountain bikes. Duathlon, so it's probably start out like 3-mile run, then bike, probably a 16-mile bike through this Xterra Real course, which is actually an Xterra race, which will pop off sometime in April. So this will help me get ready for that and some of the climbs and just help me pick up my running, and then probably I'll start with maybe a try for real. It's like small local triathlon, road tri, and then after I'm in shape from a little bit of that stuff, then I'll probably do the first Xterra Real in Sacramento.
Have you ever considered that ultra triathlon where they have the 100-mile thing?
No, I'm not really into that myself. I think that's I'm really I think it's really intriguing and I love to hear about stories on that and talk to people who have done that sort of thing. And I have a lot of respect for the ultra marathon. I just it's not really my sport. Or I like to stick to your regular Olympic distance road tries or just the Xterra circuit works really well for me. And it's a lot of different heart rate zones. It's sometimes it's just blinding. It's like you're going high pace, then you turn a corner and all of a sudden there's this hill and you're gonna have to stay, you're gonna have to stay on and you're gonna stay with these guys, otherwise you're gonna get left. So, it's pretty rough endurance wise. I think it's good for more mixed martial arts type of endurance.
Is there a comparison?
It's just up and down more than like a steady pace that you would get out of a road triathlon.
Is there a
flat tires.
comparison to how you feel like when you come around that corner and you have to see that hill to how you feel in the 5th round of a championship fight? I mean, do you get as fatigued or as mentally worn out by one more than the other?
It's all a type of it's all a type of calculation, that I'm going to be dealing with, whether it be who I'm dealing with in the 5 minutes that I'm dealing with, or whether it be how steep this type of ascent is, and how long it is, and how I'm going to deal with it. So yeah, it's more. I'm going to have to calculate that when I see it. When I come around that corner hard, or when I come into that 5th round, pushing, threshold, then I'm gonna have to calculate and deal with that, sort that out. So yeah, it helped. Training at these hard zones in and out all the time, every day, and it's a lot easier for me to have practice, 5 minutes, 10 5 minutes, 6 5 minutes. It's going to be easier for me to train that than a lot of guys that are working 2 to build up to 3 to finally get 5 in or something.
Is doing the triathlon interesting for you because you're competing with yourself as opposed to against someone else, like you are in mixed martial arts? Because you're competing with yourself against the elements.
One more time, sorry. I was.
Is the interest in doing triathlon when you're away from martial arts because you're competing with yourself in many ways, and the times that you want to do your cycling when you're running, whereas martial arts is against specifically someone else, isn't it?
It's harder because I'm competing with the last year, and I seem to excel on account of that too. Because I'm competing with last year. And I've made an improvement every year in triathlon, and really, big improvements. So, and that hasn't stopped, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. I see guys that are in their late 40s, and they're still making these improvements, and if they're getting slower in one spot in one way, then they're getting faster in another way. So I like that. I like to become stronger as I go through this. I see a lot of fighters get weaker. I'm trying to move forward and become stronger.
All right,
Won
guys,
a
thank
major
you.